Today on the 52 FAQ, we're talking what it takes to maintain a tank like the BRS 160. Hi, I'm RT, your host of BRStv's 52 FAQ, where we answer all kinds of reefing questions from our popular series, 52 Weeks of Reefing. Recently, we ran a contest where you, the reefing community, asked a question for the chance to get it featured in a 52 FAQ. Today, we're answering Kenneth M's question that he submitted. What is the maintenance schedule for the BRS 160 like? Great question, Kenneth. With the BRS 160, there are a variety of daily, weekly, monthly, and even yearly tasks that we perform to keep it running in tip-top shape. This starts with the aquarium's chemistry parameters. One of the more honest and truthful pieces of advice I've heard in my years as a reefer is that when you're keeping a reef tank, you're actually working towards keeping pristine water in a glass box. The corals and fish are just a reward of that ability. The components that allow us to gauge the quality of our tank's water are known as parameters, and we monitor quite a few of them in the BRS 160. One of the most important parameters in the reef tank is salinity, since its level has a bearing on the concentrations of everything else that makes up your tank's water. We measure before and after water changes, and also use a salinity probe on our Neptune Apex that alerts us of any fluctuations during the course of a week. It's worth noting here that while the salinity probe is super nice to use and it works great to show fluctuations in the tank, I wouldn't use it as your sole method of monitoring your salinity. We monitor alkalinity daily with the DKH checker from Hanna since it has such a large impact on the health and growth rate of the corals in the tank. With the checker, it takes just over a minute to do, and it's amazing how much more aware of the changes and subtleties you are in your tank when you're testing elk daily. If you're not, and growth and overall health is a goal for you, I'd recommend giving it a trial run yourself. Additionally, we check calcium with the Red Sea Pro Kit weekly, magnesium with the Red Sea Pro Kit monthly, and nitrate and phosphate if we notice a color shift in the tank or abnormal algae growth. On the BRS 160, we're running the Zeovit system, and it's pretty strict on certain parts of maintenance, particularly water changes. The 160 receives weekly water changes of 20 gallons without fail. Since Zeovit's more or less designed to control nitrate and phosphate in the tank, these water changes are designed to replenish elements rather than export nutrients. We simply use a Python water changer attached to our sink in the studio to drain the tank, and then use our water storage station to refill the aquarium. Cleaning pumps is a pretty integral part of keeping everything running shipshape and extending the pump's life. In our case, we clean them bi-monthly. We use Tunji's citric acid mixed with RODI water, generally mixed in a ratio of 1 tablespoon to 8 ounces of water, and soak the pumps in them overnight. This acidic solution softens and breaks down carbonate growth from precipitation, coralline, and other encrusting algae, snails, or other critters. After a day, you can simply use a brush to scrub off the deposits with ease. As far as the various medias in the tank go, we really only utilize 3 different types. First is the most important part of the Zeovit system, and that's the Zeovit media. It performs a large part of the filtration in the system, and it needs to be replaced every 6 to 12 weeks, depending on the tank's nutrient load. We replace ours every 10 weeks. Second, we replace another large component monthly, and that's the Zeovit carbon. The carbon's placed in the sump in a mesh bag and kneaded daily around the same time that we pump and shake the Zeovit reactor. Lastly is the roller mat filter roll. This roll sometimes needs to be changed, more or less depending on the amount of detritus or particulate matter in the water column in a given time period. In most cases, however, we replace it every 2 to 3 months once it's been used up. If you're interested in learning more about tank maintenance, do yourself a favor and check out week 42 of 52 Weeks of Reefing, Reef Tank Maintenance. 5 minutes a day can transform your tank. Don't forget, answering your questions is what the 52 FAQ is all about, so ask something you want to know in the comments area down below. See you soon with the next 52 FAQ.